Hi. I'm not sure where to start exactly. I've been trying to figure out what to say and how to say it, and I'll be honest, I still don't know what the right thing to say is. I know there are things I want. I know there is a realistic approach to the things that I want. However, I also know I can only do so much with my life, and everything I want to do just ends up being too much. I'm an ambitious person, and I want to do a lot of things and try a lot of hobbies, and it never ends up being a healthy balance. And we all need a healthy balance in our lives. So I'm here to address the absence that I have no other explanation for other than I was too busy. Too many other things came first. Those things were important, of course, and I'll get to some of them in this video, but the absence has to be addressed, and whether or not it is over. So I won't stall, I won't keep you here long. Let's get into it. Okay, my last upload was January 2023, which was 2 years ago, and I'm going to get into what happened at that time to cause me to make the silent decision to pause all activity on my YouTube channel. To start, the pause wasn't originally planned. I thought I would take a couple months to sort out some pretty big changes that were taking place in my life, and I thought I'd be right back. But that wasn't the case at all. Mostly because one big change led to another, and another, and another, and I was working through each one, but YouTube got pushed further and further back, further and further from what was important, further and further from what I could manage. The beginning of this process all started with me becoming very frustrated in my life. I felt trapped. When I would evaluate my life, I constantly felt as though I had no way of changing anything about it, and that was difficult to accept. It led me to make some decisions that I don't know if they were the right ones, but we never do in life. We never know if we're making the right call. And we can look back at every decision that we make in our lives and say, well, if only I had done something different. But we didn't do something different. We did what we did, and we have to live with the outcome of what we did. One of those decisions that I made was ending my long-term relationship at the time. Not only that, but reducing a lot of the communication and contact I had with my friends. I distanced myself because I felt as though I had no control over certain aspects, such as my finances, my living situation, so I took control in the parts that I did, and that was the people I had in my life. I isolated myself. I do that sometimes. It's not healthy. I do, however, feel as though I am now starting to repair those friendships. I will probably always have guilt about pushing people away without any explanation, but comparing where I was then as a person to where I am now, focusing on myself wasn't a mistake. I just could have done it more gracefully and with more respect for the people who cared about me. But where am I now? What does my life look like now that I've been away for 2 years? To start, I'm in another long-term relationship. We're engaged. We bought a house together, and we've been living in it for about a year now. We're really happy, and we're looking forward to getting married down the line. I also changed jobs. The reason I left my job is a video all on its own. There's a lot involved there, and I might talk about it one day. But the important thing right now is that I have decided to pursue a career. I'm back in college, studying to become an early childhood educator, and I'm currently working at a daycare to help me work towards that goal. I'm in a more financially stable situation. I own my own house, and I'm planning on getting married, all things that just 2 short years ago I didn't have, and I didn't know how I was ever going to get them. The journey's been long, it's been difficult, it's been tough, and I've fought for everything that I have now, and I'm proud of that, but it meant that there were things that couldn't be a part of my life while I was on that journey, and YouTube was one of them. But I've been doing a lot of thinking, a lot of thinking about YouTube and how to get it back into my life. Is there a healthy way to put it into my life? A way that doesn't affect the healthy balance that I've been fighting so hard to achieve in my life? I can't let YouTube take away from more important things, like my schoolwork, my job, taking care of my home, all these new things in my life that weren't there a couple of years ago. But YouTube always made me happy. It was a hobby that I enjoyed. So can I bring something that brought me joy into the healthy balance? That's the process. That's what we're here to figure out. So we're going to have to go over each series on the channel and decide which ones can continue and which ones probably won't be going ahead anymore, and what new things might be coming to the channel and the brand. I think my discussion videos will always be a thing in terms of what I once called rants. Now video essays, they will always be there and they will always be a part of the brand. I don't know if we'll ever see another OC review. If we do, it'll be structured a little different. I think my Wolf Quest playthrough is up in the air right now, because with the saga's release, I'm not sure if we'll be able to continue the game that we currently have started. I'll have to look into it and make a decision. Some of the rules of the run would have to change because they won't work in the saga. Speed paints will be sporadic. I don't draw as much as I used to. I wish I had more time for it, but it's another back burner thing that's not a regular part of my life anymore. Just before I went really radio silent, I did do some live streaming. I dabbled in it, I suppose we could say. That could lead to more gameplay coming to the YouTube channel. I might start recording my live sessions and cutting them down to upload to the channel. I want to play a range of games on Twitch. We'll see. I'm not sure if live streaming is really gonna become a predominant part of my brand, but we'll explore that together. And that's just the thing about the future of the channel and why it's so uncertain. We have to take this one video at a time, one bit of content at a time, one decision at a time. We will see if this fits, and if it doesn't fit, I'm not just going to disappear as I have in the past when YouTube doesn't fit. I need to make a commitment to letting you know when I'm not going to be here and when you shouldn't expect me. Videos like this are hard. It's an apology for not sticking to my commitment. I'm a person who tries my best to honor my commitments and my promises that I make, but I'm human. I'm going to break promises. I'm going to fall back on my commitments sometimes. That's going to happen because it's part of the human experience. I will do my best going forward to keep everyone informed, to let people know when and what I'm going through and what's happening in my life without being too open with details, because this is the internet and we do have to be careful what we share online. However, I want to provide as much transparency as I can, and I still want to provide those who want to watch with an experience that they'll enjoy. But it's a dilemma, because if my life wasn't so full, it would be easy to find time. But when you have to work 5 days a week, attend classes, and take care of your family, it's a full life as it is. Let me try to be here. Let me try to do this. I will do my best, because my best is all I have, and I truly hope it's enough. I do. I won't commit to a schedule, at least not right now, because right now I don't know if we're going to make it. But once I feel like this has a place, if that's how it turns out, I will try to come up with a schedule that works for the bit of time that I have to put into this. I've always enjoyed YouTube. I've enjoyed sharing my opinions. I've always enjoyed being a part of a community, but I don't feel like I'm a part of a community right now. I think I need to find my place again, find a genre, find a niche that I belong to. I'm a bit all over the place, and I feel like the channel needs a bit more clarity, a bit more of a theme, I guess. I've been trying to figure out what kind of content creator I am for years, and I don't really know. I don't know what I would call myself most of the time, but I do know one thing. I enjoy it. I don't do it with the intent of the channel getting big. I don't do it with the intent of millions of people watching. I don't do it to know that people care. I do it because I care. Because it's something that brings me joy. It's a hobby, and I don't always have time for hobbies. Sometimes life is just busy. I try not to feel guilty about that, but sometimes you can't help but feel guilty about it. In the end, if anybody is still listening, thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of all of this. Thank you for having faith in me. I'm not sure what kind of outro to do for a video like this. I feel like I've said all I can say, and I don't feel like I answered the questions that no doubt are out there for me. What I can do is say thank you again for watching this video and watching my content over the years and taking time to have me as a part of your life. That means the world to me, and I don't think I can possibly put into words how much that's meant to me over the years, and I hope that if I can figure this out, if I can find a way to make this a part of my life again, that you'll still be there, and I'll always appreciate that. As always, guys, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time.